Definition of disk. It is a round plate on which data can be encoded. Two types of disk. Optical disk. Magnetic disk. What is optical disk? It records data by burning microscopic holes in the surface of the disk with a laser. To read the disk, another laser beam shines on the disk and detects the holes by changes in the reflection pattern. Forms of optical disk. CD-ROM. Most optical disks are read-only. When you purchase them, they are already filled with data. You can read the data from a CD-ROM, but you cannot modify, delete, or write new data. WORM stands for write once, read many. WORM disks can be written on once and then read any number of times. However, you need a special WORM disk drive to write data onto a WORM disk. Erasable optical (EO). EO disks can be read to, written to, and erased just like magnetic disks. What is magnetic disk? The data is encoded as microscopic magnetized needles on the disk's surface. You can record and erase data on a magnetic disk any number of times, just as you can with a cassette tape. Floppy disk. A typical 5 1/4 inch floppy disk can hold 360K or 1.2 megabytes. 3.5 inch floppies normally store 720K, 1.2 megabytes or 1.44 megabytes of data. Removable cartridges are hard disks encased in a metal or plastic cartridge, so you can remove them just like a floppy disk. Removable cartridges are very fast, though usually not as fast as fixed hard disks. Hard disks. It can store anywhere from 20 megabyte to more than 1 terabyte. Hard disks are also from 10 to 100 times faster than floppy disks. Major components of hard disk drive. Platters. The platters are the circular disks inside the hard drive where the ones and zeros that make up your files are stored. Platters are made out of aluminum, glass or ceramic and have a magnetic surface in order to permanently store data. Spindle. The spindle keeps the platters in position and rotates them as required. The revolutions per minute rating determines how fast data can be written to and read from the hard drive. Read/write arm. The right arm controls the movement of the read/write heads, which do the actual reading and writing on the disk platters by converting the magnetic surface into an electric current. Division of disk. Track. A track is that portion of a disk which passes under a single stationary head during a disk rotation. Cylinder. A cylinder is comprised of the set of tracks described by all the heads, on separate platters, at a single seek position. Each cylinder is equidistant from the center of the disk. Sector. A sector is a subdivision of a track on a magnetic disk or optical disk. Each sector stores a fixed amount of user-accessible data, traditionally 512 bytes for hard disk drives, HDDs. Hard disk, hard drive, performance. Seek time. It measures the amount of time required for the read/write heads to move between tracks, cylinders over the surface of the platters. Latency time. It is the average time for the sector being accessed to rotate into position under a head, after a completed seek. Head activation time. As soon as the read/write head is positioned to the beginning of data block, it electrically switches on itself in preparation for a write or a read function. Transfer time. When the disk is rotate again in order for the data block to pass under the read/write head. The data then read from or written to the disk. Disk scheduling algorithm. In operating systems, seek time is very important. Since all device requests are linked in queues, the seek time is increased, causing the system to slow down. Disk scheduling algorithms are used to reduce the total seek time of any request. Types of disk scheduling algorithm. FCFS, SRTF, Scan, C-Scan, Look, C-Look.
Created using Powtoon.